What's up everyone, welcome back to the channel. So we are just about ready to go ahead and finish up the tune on the Evo 10. I got quite a bit of miles on there, so I'm to the point where I feel comfortable enough to go wide open throttle on the car with the new motor that's in there. I do have to go ahead and change the oil in there. I still have the braking oil, the straight 30 weight, so I have to drain that out and go ahead and swap over to the new synthetic oil that I'm gonna run. And at that point, I should be good to go as far as going wide open throttle. Really quick though, if you caught my last video, you saw I was having issues with the STI. I actually figured out what it was, so big shout out to my boy Abram. It was a super easy fix. He suggested that I remove the wheel, loosen up the bolts on the coil over the two bottom bolts, the 19s, pull it outward, and at that point, go ahead and retighten the bolts up. And that's what I did. And it worked. I don't rub anymore, so I'm super grateful for that. So the STI is good now, so actually it doesn't rub. I mean, it's still slow, but it's good. But back to the Evo. So the goal is to move forward with the tune on the Evo 10. For those that don't know, we're actually doing a dual map tune. So I'm getting tuned for regular pump gas or 91, which is what we have out here in Arizona. And originally I was gonna get tuned for E54, but I believe one of the pumps closer to me actually has E85, so I'm actually gonna get tuned for E85 as well. So a quick rundown on actually what I've done to the car for those that haven't actually followed the build. So the motor let go, I have a built bottom end, a stage 1 short blocks from MA Performance, eBay tubular manifold. I'm running Chris Robbins, who owns Turbos RS, GT3586 spec turbo, upper and lower ETS hard pipes for the intercooler, front mount ETS intercooler, it's a 3.5 inch. I have a MAP 3-inch intake, Turbo Smart blowout valve. For injectors, I'm running FIC 1440s. I honestly should have probably just waited and got 1700s because that's what I really wanted. Hopefully I can reach the power goals that I'm trying to reach with those. I believe I can, I should be able to, but I'm still a little bit salty I didn't just wait. Also have a Grimspeed boost controller. For our fuel pump, I'm running a Walbro 450. I did go ahead and drill out the Venturi. I actually didn't show that when I recorded the video and I did the install on the 450, but I did after the fact. I did go ahead and drill out the Venturi, which is super easy. I was actually a little scared, a little hesitant, I should say, about doing it because, you know, you only get one try more or less. But I did it. It was probably like one of the easiest mods I've ever done on this car. So for the head, it's still pretty much stock. The valves were replaced with standard size GSC valves. But still running the stock cams, stock springs and retainers. There's two reasons for that. One, I'm poor. Two, I wanted to see what I could actually make on the stock head. I do actually have another head over here. So the goal is to get that one like refurbished or refreshed. And then when I'm ready to actually install cams and whatnot, I'll actually do it on that head to make it a little bit easier to actually install this car. I won't have to be down for as long. But back to performance upgrades, I actually do have an ETS opened up, which you can't actually see. That is paired to a test pipe and the Tomei catback. So I'm curious to see actually what kind of numbers I can put down. I know what I'm hoping to put down, but if you have an idea on what I can make or what I will make on this setup, let me know in the comments. Like right now, stop what you're doing. Just go ahead and comment right now what you believe I will make when it's all said and done. All right, so before I actually move forward though, I'm gonna go ahead and change the oil like I mentioned before. So let's go ahead and get the car jacked up, drain out the old oil, and get this finished up. All right, so the oil is changed, so we can go ahead and get the laptop set up, grab some gas, and go ahead and start logging these pulls. All right, you will need both Evo Scan and ECU Flash to be able to remotely tune your Evo. I believe ECU Flash is free. Evo Scan was about 25 bucks, and you use those two programs to be able to tune the car. So what you're gonna wanna do is you're gonna wanna create a folder, and this folder is gonna house, I guess, all the revisions that I received from Chang. So from there, I would upload it onto ECU Flash, and from there, I would flash it onto the car. Evo Scan is used basically just to data log the car. That way you can save those logs and go ahead and send them over to whoever your tuner is. Connected to the laptop, you're gonna have both your wideband and your Tactrix cable, which that plugs into the OBD port underneath the dash. And that's basically a quick run through on how it's set up. I guess I could go into depth more maybe in a later video, but let's go ahead and go grab some gas and hopefully begin these pulls. Hopefully we don't have any issues. I pray to the car gods that nothing, you know, catastrophic happens. All right, so the Evo definitely feels faster than it was previously with just those few pulls. So I'm super excited to find out what it's actually going to be when it's all said and done. I don't know if I'm actually going to be able to get the ethanol, because this is going to be a dual map tune. So right now we're finishing up 91. I don't know if I'm going to actually finish up the ethanol tune in this video as well, but I just got a new revision from Chag, and I'm gonna go ahead and put that onto the car and get a couple more pulls in. So he needs me to go from 3,500 RPMs to 7,500 RPMs. And the first time I did it was kind of scary because I actually have not done that yet. Obviously with this being a new build, but let's go ahead and flash the car really quick and go ahead and grab these pulls. So let's go ahead and open up ECU flash, go to file and open ROM. And first we're gonna test ride it just to make sure everything is okay with the tune. So that worked fine with no issues. So now we can go ahead and flash it onto the ECU.
The next day.
All right, so it's like a day or so later. The tune, the 91 tune, I should say, is completed on the Evo 10. It feels good. So obviously I street tuned the car. It made on 91 about 444 wheel horsepower. So I actually asked him if we could turn it up just a little bit more, maybe get closer to like 460, 470. And he said I should probably hold off, given my mods, and we can turn it up a bit more on the ethanol tune. So like I said, still faster than what it was before the car went down. So it feels good and I'm happy about that. Was definitely hoping for a little bit more, but again, my head is still stock, still have a stock head. And I only have a 3-inch intake. Probably should have got a 3.5 or 4-inch intake, but it is what it is. But with those numbers, I'm pretty confident that I could hit 5. I can hit 5 after the ethanol tune is done, which was my goal in the first place, really, to hit 5 on ethanol. So currently, I'm actually getting ready to go meet up with Brian, which I don't know if he's driving his Evo 8 or his Evo 10. and I'm meeting up with Trell as well. Roy may or may not show up. We actually have been hitting him up, and he doesn't like to respond apparently. I'm in the garage. I'm recording right now on my way there.
So what are we doing?
All right, we're going to. You got to look at the chat, bro. We're going to that burger place.
Whack.
Out in Scottsdale, like right. I know. Blame Trell.
Go home, clean up real quick, and then go look at the chat, and then I'll meet somebody somewhere.
All right. Well, we're just heading there now, so you just head there. We'll send the. I'll put the location in the group chat.
What you driving, Brian?
Who?
Brian.
Who? Brian?
Yeah.
I'm driving that red thing. You okay?
Okay. Oh, bro, all of them getting the gap, bro. All of these dudes is getting the gap today. All of them. All right, so apparently everybody's going, so we're gonna go ahead and meet up at this burger spot, and hopefully after that, what better way to test the new power than with a couple runs. So hopefully Trell is down to run, because he's tuned on ethanol now, which I believe before he was still on 91. So he's making a little bit more power. I don't know how much power, but I want to see how it does against the Evo 10. So let's go ahead and let the car warm up and head out there. Right, me too. All right, what Trell doesn't know is that he catching the gap today. Okay, I mean, it runs smooth though. It runs smooth, you know.
Does it?
Yeah. I'm just
Nick, I gotta
get
get
that
you to
ethanol too.
draw my shit.
Oh yeah, I want to, bro.
Yeah.
I want to do a whole video on it, bro. Yeah, you heard it from the horse's mouth over there. We're gonna do a video on the 8. Actually, I don't know. It might actually be my first time ever driving an 8, though. I think. All right, well, we're waiting for Roy to come back or to meet us here. He is like super late. King Top Off as Trump. Now, we're waiting for him. We're gonna eat, and then after that, hopefully, we'll get some pulls in. Hopefully, one boy Trell over there. He looks pretty confident over there that he's gonna beat me.
Bro.
All right. All right, Ethanol King. He's been running ethanol since it first came out.
Yeah.
Much later.
Car warm up, and then I'm about to run. Roy, he can't run with us. He's too fast. All right, he's on E. He's making like 1,000 horsepower right now. So no, I just. right, so I made it back home. Unfortunately, me and Trell didn't actually get to run. So hopefully in the next couple weeks, I'll be able to get a run in with Trell. With him being on E85. By then, I'm sure my ethanol map will be finished, but I'll probably still run him on 91 to make it a little fair for him. Unless I get gapped, then I'll switch over to E85. Overall, I'm happy with the 91 map. It actually feels really nice. On paper, it's not a whole lot faster than what my car was previously, but it's still a lot of fun. So if you haven't already, go ahead and subscribe to the channel so you guys are up to date, so that way you guys see when I get that ethanol map completed, and hopefully I can get a few pulls in then as well. But thanks for checking out the video, and I'll see you guys in the next one.